Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bot Signal. This is your RJ, and if you don't know me, my name is RJ Redden. I do a lot of things. You know what? Sometimes I forget what I'm saying as I'm saying it. So let's start that again. Entrepreneurs hire me to create epic experiences of marketing because most people are shouting into a black hole. They can't get traction online to save their lives, and they're a carbon copy of everybody else. So I create messaging that motivates people to click that button, connect with you, and convert like crazy. Bottom line, I am on a mission to motivate 1 million people to change their marketing. Today, we're starting with you. Thanks for joining me today for my little morning coffee. You know, morning coffee is very, very important. Very important ritual, and I'm so glad you've joined me today. So, here's my thought for the day. This is going to be short and sweet today. I think so. Oh, by the way, I must say this. I got my brand new logo yesterday, and I have appropriately loaded it into the right spot. Let's see if I can make it over there. Yes. It looks much like the old logo, except Spinning Dragon now has a cape and goggles. And let me just say, it is so beautiful to me. Fifi Rose, everyone. She is amazing. She did my stuff. She did my logo. She did some stuff with Spinning Dragon. She is an amazing graphic artist person. And that's so she did my stuff. I'm really proud of it. There it is. All right. Also, new TrueChat partner logo. Boop. This one's a circle. It fits a little bit better with my little, my little frame. So I'm so happy about that. Anyway, the point of the day is about teaching your bot to recognize people. Now, what is that? Why is it a big deal? Why should you be thinking about such things? The point of chatbots and the power of chatbots is with personalization and gamification, taking people through an adventure, an experience, something that they will remember that is not part of the normal humdrum of landing or something to click on a social post leads you to a landing page where you have to give your information up to get the whatever they're trying to give you for a freebie that arrives in your mailbox, and by the time it arrives in your mailbox you've probably forgotten about it anyway. That whole trail is very, very used. A lot of people have used it, but it is kind of boring. It doesn't set you apart. And there's a lot of places to go in there. With a chatbot, it's very, very different. You can teach a chatbot to recognize the people that are coming to it. Part of this magic we found in Facebook Messenger. When we all started using that, it was very, very easy to include somebody's first name in a message because, the Facebook gives it to you. It's right there. It's a powerful tool, but it doesn't go far enough. It doesn't go to the depths that the other product that I use, TrueChat, doesn't go to the depths that it does. In TrueChat, I can. Not only do I know where you've been in my chatbot before, because when you're building chatbots, everybody just tag everything. Hey, good to see you, Facebook user. You are my best friend right now. Thank you for coming today. Not only do you, keep good records on where people have been, you send them messages according to that. And if you need somebody to fill out some kind of a survey, some sort of a form, something like that, especially if it's more than 3 to 5 questions long, they might drop off in the middle and, want to come back to it. They might do that just because. I mean, we all have lives. Denise Thomas, hello, favorites. How are you, my friend? Love to see you here this morning. So teaching your bot to recognize people, not just first name, last name. No, not just what they've already been through in your bot, but allowing people then to pick up where they left off in a sequence. Magical, right? I have got one client who has a survey. It is very long. Let's just say this is very long. It takes a bit to get through it. There's a lot of information being processed there. But here's the thing. When you come back to that bot, if you tend to leave off, or sometimes, people just get interrupted in a day. When you go back to that bot, the bot greets you, obviously, and says, hey, so grateful for the stuff that you've given me. Here's where you're at right now. And it starts you where you left off. That's pretty powerful stuff, my friends. That's pretty powerful programming, because all of a sudden, a lot of marketing, it seems like, takes care of the marketers. You know what I mean? And it can be a bit alienating, depending on how you do it. It can be a bit alienating to other people. What we want to do is we want to switch this around. We want that person to feel taken care of, like all of their questions have been answered, like they're getting valuable information for them, like we care about their experience. Lisa A. Hubbard, good morning. Great to see you today. We want people to feel as if we care about them, because we do. We do. So I had someone ask me a question the other day, and it was one of the general, what do I need to do to make this chatbot work? We were kind of discussing some ventures that this person might do in the future, and some stuff they wanted to use a chatbot for. And he was like, what is the main thing that I need this thing that I need to do to make this work for me? And my answer was really, really simple. My answer is really simple for you today. Ignore the technology for a moment. Ignore all of that for a moment. I need you to care. I need you to care about people's experience. I need you to think about what problems they might have and preemptively solve those problems for them. If you can make an impression that you care about someone, then that is amazing. And that is nearly impossible with the way that we currently market. Because we treat people, we have, in order to reach the masses, and in our zeal to reach the masses, we've turned into a bunch of people that tend to alienate the very people that we're trying to reach. Bots are a way to show people that you've thought about the path, that you care about their experience, that you care to give them room to ask questions. This, my friend, is what's going to set you head and shoulders above the rest. I don't care what you do for a living. Lindsay Badger, howdy, howdy. How you doing? So that's my thought for the morning. That's my thought for the morning. What you really need to make a chatbot work, you need to care. You need to care about somebody else's experience. The technology is a huge power tool that I can show you how to rocket that thing into outer space if you want. That's immaterial. If this is, chatbots are, some people advertise them as a set it and forget it. I say right in my contract, this is not a set and forget it thing. It's just not. It's never going to be. It's never going to. You can build a chatbot, set it and forget it. You can. But here's the thing. It's not going to work for you that well. It's just not going to work for you that well. So, care about people. Let me give you a little story that will help illustrate this experience. I was years ago, wow, a lot of years ago now, I went back to school. I went back to grad school up here at University of Nebraska at Omaha. I was horrendously scared because I hadn't been in school in about 8 years, and my brain was convincing myself that this was a ridiculous notion, that there was no way that this was going to work. All the things your brain does as you walk into that first class, right? And I walked into that first class, and a number of things happened that made me also convinced that I was in the wrong class, and that if I couldn't at least, get into the right class the first time, that maybe I'd better abandon this graduate school mission. My brain does some funny things, you guys. It's a vivid carnival in here all the time. Sometimes it's a little not so positive carnival. Anyway, I'm telling myself all of this. I sit down next to a guy, and he was actually confused as well about which class we were in because of what was written on the board. And he leaned over to me and he said, "Are we in blah, 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 blah?" I can't remember what the name of the class was. And I'm like, "Oh, I hope so." He also said, "I've been nervous about this. I've been about thrown up about this all day." And I'm like, "Oh, I found my people." The next week, I sat beside Bill, and I sat beside Bill that entire semester. And when I walked in the door, he recognized me. And when I walked in the door, we laughed about how nervous we'd been the week before. And we celebrated in the fact that, this is the right thing for us to do. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that kindness that was extended. Can you extend kindness in your marketing? You can. Can you be entertaining in your marketing? You can. Can you remember where people left off? Can you figure out problems preemptively? Can you help them through a process that they're trying to do? You can. And in that, you demonstrate your effectiveness. You demonstrate your expertise. You demonstrate the fact that you care. And again, that is the cornerstone of making your bot work. If you do that, the rest of the stuff can be adjusted. The rest of it can be adjusted. If you want to do it yourself, I can teach you. If you want me to do it, I got you. Fantastic. But if you don't have that element, that foundation stone of, I care about the experience people have, and I want them to have a great one, don't do bots. Do anything else. Do anything else. We teach a lot of, in modern marketing, set it and forget it technology is a lot of it. So take one of those. But if you really care, I want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. Because that's the movement I'm starting, baby. That's getting 1 million people to change their marketing. That's what I want to do. It's what I was put here to do. Lisa Hubbard, 100% on target. Thank you. The goal is to make them feel better served and not passed off to automation. Darling, do I have your permission to stitch that on a sampler and hang it on the wall behind me? Because that is exactly the goal. That's exactly the goal. Not only do we want to get their contact information so we can market to them, that's the least of it, my friends. That's the least of it. Let's stand out by caring about our fellow human beings. The world needs it now, worse than it has ever needed it. And, you're just the people to make it happen. So, my darlings, that's the message for today. And I am so happy to be here. And I'm so happy that you've joined me. Tomorrow, I am going to be on a plane at the very same time this show is set to go. So I will not be here, sadly enough. Of course, you can find me on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn as well. So if you need some RJ, run an old video, and I'll be back on Monday. Also want to let you know I have a class opening this January. Well, it's actually opening February 2nd, but people can start taking advantage of it and enrolling, signing up during the pre-sign-up period, which starts Monday. If you want to talk to me about it, you know how to get a hold of me. PM me anytime. or talk to Spinning Dragon. She'll get a hold of me and set you up with what you need. So that's what I know. Oh, Denise says, let me answer this final comment here. So if it's not set it and forget it, is there a way for if they ask a question, the bot doesn't know it can ping me to answer it? So a personal response. Absolutely. So what I mean is, if I set it and forget it, let me explain that, because I think that that may have been unclear. If I set it and forget it, I mean, great, that funnel is set up, I can just let it run forever. That is not the same thing as setting up a customer journey. So what I mean by that is, of course, the bot, when somebody asks a question that is out of the regular path of what's happening there, of course I'm going to have it send the owner an email that says, here's their contact information, here are the questions that they've already answered for you. Now they have a question. It's this, go contact them within 24 to 48 hours, or whatever, whatever boundary you want to set there. Of course, we want them to get answers to questions. That's one of the main complaints that I have heard about chatbots, is that people are like, I like this, I want to use this. And then they ask it a question that's out of the regular run of the chatbot, and silence. Oh, I've got crickets. I'm going to play them right now. They hear this. That is not what you want. That is not what you want. So what I have in my bots is, if somebody asks a question out of the regular run, then the system will trip that there's no answer for that, and then will trip a trigger to come email you with their information. So set it and forget it stuff is more like setting up a funnel or writing a 5-day introduction email train or something like that. People set those, they don't ever revisit them. With a bot, you do want to revisit it. You do want to look at what journey people are having. Are people getting through okay? Are there some tweaks and adjustments? That question that somebody asked you that was out of the blue and the system didn't know how to answer it and it emailed you back, what if you could get up, what if you could? You can think up an answer to that thing and then have that ready the next time somebody asks that question, preemptively solving a problem. Gosh, I hope that helped, Denise. And if not, since you're one of my beautiful, wonderful students, we've got office hours today at 4 p.m. Central, so you can always stop by. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for being here. That ran a little bit long, but I hope you're having a wonderful day, or will have a wonderful day. And thanks for butting with me this morning. This has become a really fun show for me to do, and I'm so happy that you're here. Thanks again, my friends, and I'll see you in a bot.